Well, welcome back everybody then to Motorsport Manager, the Haas playthrough in the Fire mod. And a bit of a frustrating race last time out. I mean, it was a good team performance. 11th and 12th, you can't really complain. But to be so close to the points was a little bit disappointing. But we are still in touch with everybody up to 5th, really. One good result, and that could put us right back into that fight. So with 7 races to go, there's still everything to play for. So let's get on with today's episode, shall we? So one mistake from the pit crew last time. So we'll deal with that in a minute. Obviously, Kevin Magnussen with the dodgy neck. As some of you guys said in the comments, it's not as big a deal as the back problem that he had before. And I'm kind of with you. I think considering he's already missed quite a few races, I think we should give him the benefit of the doubt and let him race. I mean, if we had a young driver in that I was planning to maybe one day put in the car, I might put, say, Ferrucci or Leclerc, then maybe we would get him to sit it out. But considering how much he's missed already, I think it's only fair that we give him the benefit of the doubt and let him race the next few races. So need to make some changes to the pit crew then. So we need to change the 2 guys on the fixing and Ayala. So I think if we change Forrest, because he's actually got a good fixing level for summer skill, and then we can change Kronki for Amanan, and then we need to change summer skill out for I guess Goldwave, and then I guess we've got to change our Ayla out. Not sure who for though, really. I guess we change him out for Fritz. At least it's a bit higher stamina. I'd rather have higher stamina than skill level, I think. Because the skill level is only going to drop the pit time by a couple of tenths at most. And a higher mistake chance from having lower stamina could potentially add 3 or 4 seconds. So I don't mind having a slightly lower setting, lower skill level. I did also think there are auto buttons and a remove fatigued crew there, which I might try next time and just see what it does. So most of these guys, the top level guys that we've got on offer at the moment, are refueling, which of course is useless in this championship. So what I haven't been doing, what I should do is really just clear this each time so we get a new generation of pit crew. And then hopefully we can get some top end guys that are going to be useful for us. So let's get on with things then. I think that's the pit crew sorted out. We've now got our HQ is finished then. So we are now up to HQ factory, sorry. So we're now a level 2 factory. It's going to cost us a fortune to upgrade it again. But as I've said before, we just need to get to the end of one season to know how much we need to put aside. I'm still a little bit worried that we might not have enough. Once I know, we might end up with a huge surplus, in which case we can make lots of upgrades to the HQ buildings at the beginning of next season. But for the moment, we're going to keep saving. We've got a gearbox in the works, but that will be the last part we develop this year. And then we'll just be saving up that 4.5 million each race and leaving it in the bank to work on next year's car. So, of course, we've got a few more engineers, performance and reliability available now. So the 2 reliabilities I shall put onto the front wing, and the performance, I guess we should maybe get a bit of extra performance to the engine. We may as well, I think, at this point, because we're not going to be building new engines this year, that's for sure. And it's something I think we need to kick on with next year. Obviously, engine and gearbox, generally the most important parts, and they're something we've neglected this year because we were trying to save money, trying to be frugal. Which probably isn't the best thing in Formula 1, but it's what we did. So, let's advance on through them. Don't think... No, we're not going to get any scouting reports back. All useless waffle in our mailbox. So, we are almost ready to go then. Yeah, I think we are. So, we'll have a couple of scouting reports back after the race. And we'll probably talk about drivers a bit more next time. But what I've kind of decided at this point is we're going to replace Grosjean with a major driver next year. an experienced driver that can hopefully do well out the box. Yeah, we ship. He's the Stig. We get him shipped around in a shipping crate. It's a bit inhumane, isn't it? And then we'll replace Calderon with probably, depending on the scout reports, probably either Leclerc or Ferrucci. I am kind of more inclined to go for Ferrucci purely because he's an American driver. I just think we should get the best American talent in this car at some point to do them a favour. Just we need an American driver back in F1. So we'll wait and see what the scout reports say, but that's the plan at the moment. As for the main driver, I'm open to ideas. If we get a huge surplus left over because of the prize money and our budget, then of course we might be able to go for a really top driver. You know, one of the big boys, one of the Ferrari lads or the Mercedes lads or the Red Bull lads, maybe. That'd be a real coup. But we'll see. We'll see how much money we've got at the end of the season. Right, I don't think that new gearbox is 58%. So the new gearbox isn't ready, so it's going to be the same parts as last time. And as usual, I shall get practice underway and be back with you for qualifying. Okay, into qualifying we go then. A pretty tricky practice session. There was rain for about the first 15 minutes, which unfortunately I don't think it's going to be relevant because I think it's going to be dry for the rest of the weekend. But we did manage to max out race trim and soft tyres and got decent little bit done in qualifying trim as well. So I think we're about level 2 for that. So hopefully we can have a good qualifying and a good race. Now, I did want to talk about the race engineers. So I've gone super overtake mode, obviously again for Grosjean. I was thinking if we're changing him out for a experienced driver, then we probably want that driver to have the super overtake mode next year, that mechanic. And also Magnussen has got a new trait which I'll show you just before the race, which kind of makes me want him to keep that engineer anyway. So I don't think we're going to be swapping them after all that talk. I did forget anyway, but that's not the reason why we're not swapping them now. So 3 tenths between the pair of them. It's 29.6 for Grosjean, 29.9 for Magnussen. It's a bit of a closer gap than we've had in recent races. Magnussen seems to be on form this weekend. In terms of setups, it's 96 Magnussen, 97 for Grosjean. So pretty closely matched there as well. And if Magnussen matches his trend of closing the gap between himself and Grosjean in the second run, then we might be on for a good weekend. In terms of both of our guys hopefully getting into the top 10 again. So Grosjean's currently P5, Magnussen P12. The gap between the top and the bottom a little bit smaller here than it was last time, so 1.5 seconds, but it is a longer lap, so that would be expected. But generally still very close. And a couple of attempts here or there in the second run, and we could get Grosjean even further up. Still going to be tricky for him to threaten those Mercedes and Ferraris, to be fair. I think 5th and 6th is always the bare minimum, the bare maximum we can really expect regularly in qualifying if we completely nail it. Of course, those Red Bulls can always improve as well. Right, let's put some fresh tyres on and send them back out. We're leaving in a little late, so I haven't really got the luxury of making sure we put them out not in traffic, but I think we're okay anyway. Yeah, Magnussen gets out just ahead of that Renault, and Grosjean's in some nice clean air as long as nobody comes out of the pits for him then. So hopefully they'll get back round to be able to do a second run, and I haven't completely cocked this up. It's going to be close for Magnussen. Grosjean should be fine. He's over the line now. Oh, Magnussen just over the line with like a millisecond to go. So both of them will get in that final run, and they'll be on the track at the best time, although Magnussen is behind someone. But it doesn't seem to be affecting his time too badly. So I'm still a bit sceptical as to whether this really does affect their lap times. But Grosjean will be the first to cross them. He improves by a couple of attempts to go back up to 5th, and Magnussen, a big old improvement to go P8 then, a couple of attempts off Grosjean. So both of them we will be starting in the top 10 for tomorrow's race. That's good news. That's a good qualifying session. I'm happy with that. Who was it that didn't improve? So Kimi Raikkonen didn't improve in the Ferrari, and Max Verstappen found a great lap right at the end there to go into P4. So some strong competition around us, and we have to make sure we race well and get the strategy right to really make the most of these grid positions. Oh, that's a lot of rain. That's Spa levels of rain, that. Or even Malaysia levels of rain. Right, we're going to go race trim. I kind of want to do... Soft tyres did a much bigger boost, but whether we're going to be using them at all in the race, I don't know. Let's go intermediates just in case. I don't think I want to use the Super Overtake mode. And then K-Mag, we're going to go race trim, and then this is his new mechanic. I don't even want, they're called components, but I guess they're not really components, because that'd be illegal just to put a component on the car, and why would you not put it on both anyway? I'm rambling. So it's pushed to the limit. It basically gets rid of the red zone from the car condition, which is a great little thing to have. It means that we don't really have to worry too much about reliability or the engine. We can push right up into the limit. I presume right up until 0%. There's no chance of it breaking down. So that's a really good little perk for him to have, and that's why I want Magnussen to keep that engineer. Now that rain is going to take some time, and when it does come, it's only going to be a few laps before it absolutely chucks it down. Right, I'm going to take a couple of laps of fuel out. How long is Super Soft's going to last? I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to put both our boys on Super Softs. I think that's a long time. That's going to be at least 3 or 4 laps before we have to switch to at least intermediates. And they're going to be quicker. I'm going to take it. Let's do it. We don't risk very often. And that's what they always say. The best time to risk is when you're in a great position. This could be a stupid mistake, but I'm going to give it a go. We're starting far up, so if we can get past cars early, yes, I'm sure, then we can hopefully build a gap. And we might even be able to hold out until the really heavy rain comes, and then we can just put the wet tyres on. But we're underway then, and straight away Grosjean's got past Verstappen. Magnussen unable to make any kind of impression on Perez. And we'll see just how good a choice this is. Now, the key here is going to be getting past the traffic as quickly as possible so we can make the most of being on the right compound. So, Grosjean is already up to P2. Magnussen not able to make any kind of impression. He's just got past Perez then. So there goes Grosjean into the lead. And do you know what? We're just going to absolutely floor it. We're going to keep it on red everything. Get ready to use the boost. I mean, Grosjean's already taken a second out of Vettel then. Magnussen really needs to get a move on. But that rain is not coming just yet. What kind of gap can we get with a couple of laps on the right tyre then? Right, now we can use the boost. And Grosjean's now got that gap up to 3 seconds. Magnussen, he's not making the progress. This is ridiculous, by the way. There's no way that he would not be able to get past the 3 or 4 cars when they're on intermediates on a bone dry track. Just makes no sense. It really doesn't. Grosjean, on the other hand, has managed to get away brilliantly. There's a yellow flag for Verline in the barrier then. Such a big accident, his car seems to have disappeared. But we'll glance over that. So now the question is, are we going to be able to wait long enough to put on the wet tyres? So here comes the rain now. We're still quicker. Grosjean has a 7-second lead over Vettel then. And we'll just keep an eye on that gap. We'll keep it at normal pace, and once the race settles down a bit, we can go up. But at the moment, we really need to watch corner by corner as to whether we're quicker than those on intermediates. Now, we can't pit them both the same lap, I don't think. Well, 4 seconds is cutting it a bit fine, but as long as there's no mistakes, it shouldn't affect each other. Obviously, we're overheating the tyres, but not too bothered about that. Engine and gearbox looking fine on both of them, so we'll keep flat out on the overtake mode. So that gap is 10 seconds, and it's still increasing, so we'll go another lap. And then the question is, can we wait for wet tyres, or do we just put the intermediates on? So the gap seems to be steadying. Yeah, I think it is about now time for intermediates. That gap's coming back down, so we have to stop this lap. Well, what do we do? I don't know that this has really made much of an advantage for us, to be honest. I don't think we can go to wets yet. We're going to have to go to intermediates. I don't think this has worked very well for us, I'm afraid. Let's just use the last little bit of boosts on both cars. 4 seconds is cutting it fine, but I think it's going to be enough as long as everybody does their job to double stack them. And where's it going to bring? It's going to bring us out a long way down the field. But we're going to have fresh tyres. So we'll see. We're going to stay very aggressive in terms of engine and pushing the tyres. Right, no mistakes please. Almost perfect as Magnussen literally glitches through Grosjean there. And Grosjean's going to get back out in P5 then. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Magnussen's back out in P10. And as I said, we're going to stay on the offensive. We're going to have to... I'm probably going to have to go to high on the fuel, because we're going to have to do a lot of fuel saving later on at this rate. Right, now we can probably go back up to speed 4 then. So, how much quicker are we going to be on these fresh tyres? Most of those guys around us are already down to 50% tyre life. And this is why I'm keeping the attack on, to see if we can try and make up these places really early on. Right, Grosjean is on the back of Bottas now. He's struggling to get past these Mercedes though. We'll have a go out of this little twisty section with the boost. He's got past Bottas all on his own. He needs no help, Romain Grosjean. Probably a bad use of his boost there, to be fair. Kevin Magnussen then needs to try and get past this Williams, so we'll give him a little helping hand. And he makes that move stick. Right, we should probably go down to push now. Because I don't think overheating this much is doing the tyres any favours. And we're going to have to start saving fuel at some point. Bottas got back past. The little git. I guess we've lost that tyre advantage now. Or we've just pushed them too hard, maybe. I think we're going to have to go back to medium fuel as well, because we need to start saving something. Because we saved about 0.1 a lap, so it's going to take 20 laps to get that fuel back at least. And I think that's still going to require some fuel saving. So... you know what? We're probably back where we started. I don't think it's really done us that many favours. That little boost gets... oh, it gets him alongside Ricciardo, and he finishes the job. Good man. Up to P8 now for a K-Mag. And that heavy, heavy rain is now coming then. And a bunch of people pitting on that lap. So we're going to come in the direct lap afterwards then and go on to the wet tyres as well. I think we'd lose way too much time if we try and stay out on these intermediates. So I think we're going to have to pit straight away. Kevin Magnussen will also pit this lap, I think. Do we wait an extra lap, maybe? I don't really want to risk it. So we'll go one lap later, because I think that was a bit early from everybody, to be honest. So hopefully we've gained a little bit of time here. Magnussen's, once again, is a lot closer to Grosjean than I actually thought he was. So once again, pit crew are going to have to do an absolutely perfect job to ensure that Magnussen doesn't lose any time. Tyres changed, back out, perfect. Good stops from both of them. Grosjean's back out in P3, Magnussen out in P7 then. And right back in the hunt for some points. And Grosjean once again loses that place to Bottas then. Sergio Perez has crashed out the race. That's some competition out the way then. No safety car though. I haven't seen a safety car for I feel like months in this game. Not quite sure why that is, but we haven't. Right, we're going to push on the tyres to get them back up to temperature a little bit. We're not going to have to be on these wet tyres for too long either, so we can probably go quite aggressive here. We are going to have to save some fuel at some point, but we can do that towards the end of the race. Got plenty of time for the moment. Right, let's use this boost for Grosjean, try and get him away from Raikkonen and see if we can close up a little bit to Bottas. And Magnussen is right on the back of his fellow Nordic driver here, on the back of the Flying Finn, the Flying Dane. And he's having a great race as well. Everything is looking okay at the moment, but we're not even halfway through this race. We've got a long, long way to go. And I feel we should speed it up for a couple of laps, just because we took quite a while right at the beginning there, and everything on the car is looking okay. That rain hasn't stopped yet. So Grosjean's still holding P4. Magnussen seems a little bit stuck behind Raikkonen, although he has fallen a couple of seconds behind now. So it's going to be all about going on to those intermediates at the right time, and then we're going to have possibly dry tyres at the end of the race. I don't know if that would be the right call. We'll see what the weather does towards the end. Right, could well be this lap, so let's keep an eye out. A few people have already made the jump onto intermediates. I don't think it's quite time yet. I think one more lap. So we'll bring our two guys in this lap then, or the next lap. Yeah, I don't think there's any point trying to hold out for dry tyres. I don't even know if we're going to put dry tyres on at the end. I think we're going to have to double stack them again. They've not let me down yet today, so I'm hoping they can do the business again this time round. They're really earning their money today. But it'll be interesting to see here if we've lost any time to those intermediate runners. Just towards the end of this lap, it might be the right time to be on inters. But I think overall, most of the AI stopped too early. Right, let's do a good job again, boys. No mistakes, he's back out. And Magnussen back out as well. Perfect day so far for the pit crew. Grosjean back out in P4 though, and Magnussen P9. Of course, there's three guys still on the wet tyres, so we're essentially P4 and P6 again, with Raikkonen once again in between us. So nothing gained, nothing given, and those three will peel off into the pits now then, and Grosjean takes over P4. So Magnussen gets out ahead of a lot of them. And I think we're going to have to lower the fuel for a couple of laps. There's no real way around it. We used too much fuel to begin with, so we're going to have to save fuel for quite a while here. But we're in a great position, so let's just hope that our drivers can defend well enough whilst we get the fuel back into shape. Let's use that boost from Magnussen to give him a bit more breathing room. Grosjean, we're probably going to have to use his to defend from Kimi Raikkonen. And then... oh, Vettel out! Accident for the Scuderia. Virtual safety car is... oh, Grosjean's out! Roman! Roman, you pillock! No! Yeah, you binned it, you idiot! You little French prick. I'm sorry. That got the better of me. Ugh. Roman. You won such a great result today. And we needed both cars to get into the points. But, good news, I guess, is that with Vettel out as well, it means that Magnussen has regained that 4th place. Bad news for me is that, once again, Shadow Play is over the fuel, because I don't know exactly what he's got. Now, it's quite a long time left in this race, so I think it might be worth switching to dry tyres at the end. Car looking okay, so we can keep pushing. It's just that fuel problem. He's got a good gap over Kvyat. I don't think he's going to be able to challenge Raikkonen, but of course we'll give it a go. But I am a little worried about the fuel. Right, are we going to make the switch to dry tyres? I think we're going to have to. And we're going to do it this lap. I think I am. Right, there'll be 8 laps left, so super softs it will be. I don't think... I was going to see if there's an option to take to... well, no, I need to put fuel in, not take it out, you idiot. But, that's going to be our limiting factor. I can't see what he's got, that's the problem. I could start and stop Shadow Play quickly. I think... no idea, to be honest. I don't know what his fuel says at all. It's minus something 0.5. Is that 1.5 or 0.5? I don't know. That's the question. Right, I'm going to start and stop Shadow Play quickly, just so I know. Right, it's not even 0.5, it's 0.98. So we've got a lot of fuel saving to go. So unfortunately, he can't push like I want him to. Because I feel he should be quicker than Raikkonen here, but if we can't use the fuel or use a higher engine mode, then we're really not helping ourselves. Right, I don't want traffic, so I'm going to try and use... that was a real stupid place to use that boost. That's completely wasted. But let's go back to harvest and save at least 6% of it, shall we? Right, everybody in, including Raikkonen then. And no, Raikkonen. Where is Raikkonen? Oh, Raikkonen's first, still on intermediates. Okay. And we're the head of that little group. We've got Ricciardo in close company though. So we've got to keep a watchful eye on him. Fuel once again, no idea. I'll only know when it goes green. That's the only thing I can do. So I'm just going to keep it in low so that we can go to neutral as quickly as possible. This is going to be a bit of a struggle here, holding off. Car's still fine. So we're going to have to use the boost to defend. I wish I hadn't used that to try and get past Alonso. Raikkonen's pitted. Now we should take back over 4th place then, and do. So yeah, Raikkonen's way too far down the line, so we just got to defend from Ricciardo if we can. Wait for him to make a move and then we can use this boost. This is a real test of K-Mag's metal here. He's going to have to lift and coast whilst defending from a much quicker Red Bull at this stage of the race on fresher tyres. Kvyat's pretty close behind as well. Let's go up to speed. And I want to stay on stay 1. I want to make sure we use this boost only when we have to. I think that fuel says minus 0.49, so we should save enough, but I don't think we're going to have to go back going to be able to go back to neutral before the end of the race. This is going to be squeaky bum time. Looks like Renault and Toro Rosso are scoring points for Kvyat. That's a shame. We really needed both guys up here. But let's not think about the championship, let's think about the race. I can't see that fuel going. It's going down so slowly. Right, I'm just going to check it, switch off shadow play again, just double check again. Actually, I'm just I definitely can't see it from here. Oh, I can. No, it doesn't say the plus or minus. 2.8 with 4 laps to go. Oh dear. Right, it's minus 0.31, so we should save enough. And to be fair, K-Mag is doing a stellar job at the moment of defending. Kvyat has just got past Ricciardo then, so the fresher tyres definitely doing the job on that Toro Rosso. It's not the car I wanted to see. I think we're going to gain points on Renault, but Williams, Toro Rosso are scoring points as well. McLaren aren't though, so there's a big chance, big opportunity here. Right, I think we're on minus 0.17. I think if we can get neutral for the last couple of laps, that'll be good news. I'm going to have to go back to neutral on the tyres though, because we're pushing them very hard here and I don't want to run out of rubber right at the end. Just need to get back into positive. This is now biting stuff. This is going to be a long ass episode, but I hope you guys are enjoying this race. Luckily, Ricciardo trying to come back at Kvyat then has just held the pair of them up that little bit and bought us some crucial time as we cross the line with 2 laps to go. Right, I think we're on 0.04, so I think we can safely go back to medium now. And Ricciardo looks like he's shaping us up here. We're going to have to defend. Is it going to be enough? So they go down into the chicane. It's just enough to keep him ahead, but we're now out of options. With 2 laps to go. These super softs are letting go as well. I think we went too hard on them in the first couple of laps. And this is, I think, going to be an incredibly painful end to this race. Go conserve, maybe try and get the tyre temps back down. There's going to be 1 lap to go. There's nothing I can do now. So we're just going to have to speed it up and see what happens. 1 lap to go. Ricciardo and Kvyat swap positions again. That could help us out a bit, but this is the danger. Up this straight, he used a little bit of boost to defend. Down into the braking zone, he covers him off nicely. There's not many more chances for these guys now, but we are pretty much out of rubber. I think we can use a little bit of fuel. We'll use that tight, a little bit of 4%. Nah, he's gone. Tyres are gone. Oh, this is a disaster for K. No, don't all get popped. What the fuck? No. No, 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 no. Oh, fuck. Oh, what a terrible, horrible end to that race. I can't believe that. We went way too hard on those super softs at the beginning of the stint. 4th was there. 4th was there for the taking. Grosjean should have been maybe even on the podium if he hadn't have made that mistake. Oh. I'm so sad about that result. A single point from K-Mag is all he manages to get from that then. And that's not going to be good news for the championship. So that means Toro Rosso and Williams are now almost double our points tally. When frankly we should have been right up there with them. And we don't even move ahead of Renault and McLaren, who didn't score because we only score a single point. And we're basically back where we started. What a game this is. This is what it does to you. Well, let's be fair. I thoroughly enjoyed that race. We were incredibly competitive. If Grosjean hadn't have crashed and we had looked after K-Mag's tyres a bit better in that final stint, then I'm pretty confident we would have had 2 point scoring positions there. But, you know, we've just got to get on with it. Oh, wow. Roman Grosjean has broken his foot, so he's not going to be racing next week. So it looks like Calderon is going to be getting her chance once again, because I still haven't got a youth driver in, because I wanted some scouting reports to come back. I'm just wondering at this point, I don't think we can get someone signed by next race. So we're still waiting for Giovinazzi. People like Norris, and I wanted these 3 American drivers, I wanted reports back on them. We could go straight in and try and sign Ferrucci or Leclerc straight away. I mean, Leclerc is going to be the better option as someone we can put in a race seat as well. 6 weeks is a fair amount of time. But it's only going to be 1 race, I think. It might be 2. Let me know, as usual, guys, what you want me to do. Should I put Calderon in again? Or should I try and go for either Leclerc or Ferrucci and get them signed up as the reserve driver as soon as possible so that we can get them in the car for a race or 2? And yeah, let me know what you guys think of that explosive race. That was intense, and this episode is going to be very long, I'm sure. But if you have stuck around to the end, as always, I appreciate you guys. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Go and check out my gaming channel if you haven't already, which is plodding along. We've got some Destiny 2 over there, some Empyrean with Forge, the Destinies with Rage, and then I'm going to be doing some more They Are Billions in the next couple of days as well. So do go and check that out, and subscribe if you like watching stuff that's not racing as well. I would appreciate that very much. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video as usual. And as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.